Here we go. It's time for the RotoWire Rundown. I am with RotoWire's senior golf writer, Len Hochberg. Of course, I'm Keith Stewart from Read the Line. I am down here, as you can see, in the media center in Atlanta, covering the Tour Championship. And although we should probably get to that, Len, each week in the rundown, in these Tuesday thoughts, we start off a little bit of Ryder Cup conversation. So for me, we know who the first six are, and they're all set, but the next six seems like three are locks. I think you and I would all agree on Brooks Koepka, Jordan Spieth, and Colin Morikawa getting those passports ready. But who are your next three after those guys?
Yeah, Keith, I don't remember it being this contentious or this wide open, whatever you want to call it. It seemed like in past years, I mean, maybe it's like this every time, but it just seems no one has really stepped forward this year. But I would put Ricky Fowler on my team. He's played very well this year. He has European experience. He has a lot of European experience. It's important to point out there are three rookies on the team already, and none of those six has ever played a Ryder Cup in Europe. I think that's a big deal this year. So Ricky Fowler goes all the way back to maybe 2010 in playing at Celtic Manor. So he's got a ton of European experience. Justin Thomas, for the same reason, not playing nearly as well as Ricky Fowler. But again, European experience, Ryder Cup on the road, it matters. He hasn't been playing well. He hasn't just entered into the Fortinet Championship. You could read, conspiracy theorists can read into that whatever you want. Is he tuning up? Does he want to get a tune-up tournament in there? Very interesting. And lastly, and this is just, I'll probably change my mind 5 times between now and next Tuesday, Sam Burns. I mean, we just saw what he can do with a 62. His floor is pretty low, but his ceiling may be higher than anyone. Pair him with Scotty Scheffler. They're good buddies, great ball striker, great putter. There's your pairing right there. And Zach Johnson's going to be looking at stuff like that.
All right, Len, I've got 2 of your 3. Certainly JT and Ricky. The experience factor is huge. And not only the clubhouse, chemistry, and everything else, I'm with you there in lockstep. But we're going to go Bermuda Burns in this thing. Come on now. What are we talking about? When he had every chance in Memphis to set himself apart, he didn't do it. For me, the final guy is Keegan, because I'm going experience again. I don't want any more rookies on this team going over to Italy and to fight this thing out in the Coliseum. I want Keegan Bradley. He's got a positive Ryder Cup record. And at the end of the day, Burns and Scotty weren't that great at the President's Cup at Quail Hollow together. Maybe there's a better partner for him. I don't know if it's Keegan, but those are my 3. Now, we got to skip ahead because I'm down here where it's hot in Hotlanta at the Tour Championship. It's pushing 100 degrees today. And one of the things that gets people a little hot under the collar is this staggered scoring. Scotty Scheffler starting at 10 under par, and he's 10 strokes ahead of Jordan Spieth, who's down there at even par. Right? Where do you stand on the staggered scoring for the Tour Championship? Is this something that's the area where you're going to bet on? Or are you going to go without strokes when you bet? Break it down for us.
Yeah, I mean, when it started 5 years ago, it was blasphemy. Like, what are they doing? It's like the runner starting on second base in extra innings. What are they doing here? But it's here. It's here to stay. I'm just gonna deal with it. I would tell people one thing if I tell them anything: don't really fear the guys who are far back. Well, first of all, Rory has won from 5 shots back and 6 shots back under the scoring system that the PGA Tour uses, not the low 72. And so you can get, in the betting market, you could find a guy at 2 under and play him in the top 5. Every year, someone starting at 2 under, 8 strokes back, has managed to finish in the top 5 of the tournament. So be a little open-minded. There's nothing we can do about it. It's here. I'm just going to do the best I can with the staggered start, whatever you want to call it. And that's the way I'm looking to play.
Hey, for me, I agree with everything you're saying there, but the best odds are on the shadow leaderboard. I'm going to play it out as a gross tournament, 72 holes, stroke play. I mean, I am a PGA professional, so call me a traditionalist or whatever, but I could get somebody there in those 20s or 30s that could definitely win, like a Russell Henley or a hometown guy like Sung J M. That's it for me. And you know what? If they're going to win, how are they going to do it? Right? So let's really talk East Lake for a second. before they tear this golf course up after this year, which you're going to hear all about during the coverage. Right now, you look at the last 10 winners, the average winning score is 12 under par. So this is a tough golf course. So for me, heading into it, I'm looking at things like bogey avoidance, where you've got guys like Brian Harman, Lucas Glover, Rory McIlroy at the top of the list, and also par 4 scoring. Rory and Lucas, Russell Henley and Brian Harman at the top of those lists. Who are you featuring, or what skills are you featuring, more importantly, when you start to write all that winning editorial content over at RotoWire?
Yeah, anytime. Thank you, Keith. Anytime there is a golf course where driving accuracy matters, I like that. I like that better. I mean, there's just so much of the grip it and rip it, and there just seems to be so little penalty in so many places for just hitting it as far as you possibly can. So I do like it, and I look for guys. We saw last year strokes gained off the tee. Yes, that encompasses distance, but also accuracy. The top 7 in strokes gained off the tee last year were all in the top 8 on the leaderboard. It was very rarely is there a correlation so strong to one stat. And that could change a little bit, but I don't think it's going to change a lot. So I'm looking for guys who can hit the ball straight. Russell Henley is certainly there. Now, Rory McIlroy, he hit the ball far, but he also hit it pretty straight. But straight accuracy off the tee, greens and regulations, then I'll take my chances with guys on the green, but I think that's going to give me a good leg up on a lot of things, guys who get the ball in the fairway.
Sage advice for sure. Folks, that's it for the rundown this week. If you want to check us out, you can see my article from Read the Line at RotoWire, and of course, you can see Len's coverage all week for the Tour Championship. Now, take advantage over there at RotoWire.com. This is the last time the elite guys are going to get together in a contest like this until January. So if you love golf, check out the Tour Championship. Heck, if you're in Atlanta, get over to the golf course like me, wear some sunblock and a hat because it's going to be hot. But either way, the competition should be even fiery. Thanks for watching.